Your place is in an assisted living facility with the other seniors. My son-in-law Derek bellowed at me as my own daughter Amelia hauled my heirlooms toward the cellar door. My 76 years of hard-earned life were tumbling out that door, along with my possessions. She shoved me off the vineyard I had cultivated from nothing. But they had no idea that my sister Beatrice, a retired police chief, was already stationed at the gate with her former precinct partners. What the chief did to my daughter after that, I'll never forget. My name is Evelyn, and that day I learned that nurturing an adopted daughter with every drop of my devotion doesn't ensure she honor you and your most vulnerable. Amelia always knew I adopted her as an infant after my husband perished in a vineyard mishap. I invested everything in her education, shelter, nourishing meals, endless affection for 48 years. Derek infiltrated our lives 12 years ago like a fox in fine attire. From the outset, I detected that cunning glint in his eyes that unsettled me deeply. He never tolerated my presence on that vineyard, and step by step, he corrupted my daughter against me. Evelyn, your daughter is independent now. She can't prop you up indefinitely, he'd remark with that insincere beam I loathed. And Amelia, my Amelia, began to transform. Our discussions turned fraught. The tender hugs faded. The gazes shifted to exasperation. For months, I withstood their toxic barbs, their digs about my ears, about how I burdened their union. Derek harbored a scheme, and I was too trusting to foresee its unraveling. Isn't it time to seek a locale more fitting for your stage in life? He'd suggest, while pruning the vines I had planted in the arbor I had designed. His phrases were like barbs concealing blossoms. What they overlooked was my concealed truth that could alter theity. My late husband hadn't merely bequeathed a humble vintner's stipend. He held for choice vineyard plots acquired as ventures. I remained silent on this to encourage Amelia's self-reliance, but Derek grew suspicious, sensing it possessed more than I revealed. I spied him sifting through my records when he believed I was tending the grapes, interrogating Amelia on my finances. He was stalking, and I was the target. Mom, where do you source the funds for this? Amelia inquired one evening after I arrived with cellar supplies. Derek hovered behind her with that familiar from my stipend, dear. You know your father secured me well, I responded, withholding the complete breadth of my assets. But Derek pressed on, posing bolder, more intrusive inquiries. He sought specifics on my earnings, reserves, plots. Is it a step? But he persisted. The eruption day commenced routinely. Amelia returned from the fields with that telltale scowl, born of disputes with her husband over me. Derek followed, arms akimbo, that arrogant glare forewarning catastrophe. Mom, we must converse, Amelia stated. I perched on my rocker, stealing for another uneasy exchange about my Vineyard role. But the vibe was altered. Derek sported that triumphant leer. Thought chilled me. We've pondered, Amelia commenced, her voice quivering like Betrayal's, and we feel it'd benefit everyone if you relocated. The declaration struck like a hailstorm on ripe grapes. After years of labor, steadfast nurture, bestowing all I owned and more, my own daughter was exiling me from the vineyard. How can you voice that, Amelia? I queried, tears forming. It's unsustainable, Mom. Derek and we're forging our path, and you're progressing in years. Derek advanced hand on Amelia's shoulder, as if staking claim. Evelyn, it's impersonal, but we desire seclusion. We intend to grow our family, and with an elder present, it's challenging. An elder, I repeated, veins freezing. I'm your mother-in-law, Derek. I'm the mother of the woman you vow to adore. And that's why you should comprehend, he countered with known frost. New bonds require space to bloom. You've lived your chapter. Amelia evaded my gaze like a coward. The daughter he'd fostered, to whom I'd surrendered everything, couldn't defend me or face me's. She wounded me. Daughter, I financed this vineyard with your father's stipend funds. All here, I earned via toil and grief. I reminded her, hoping to rouse conscience. Mom, cease that refrain. She retorted cross-lie. Yes, you contributed somewhat, but that grants no perpetual claim. Somewhat, I thundered, poise fracturing. I bankrolled this entire estate, your tuition, your ceremony, everything. Derek chortled. I see, strategized, laugh brimming with disdain. Evelyn, skip the spectacle. You lack the riches. You subsist on a meager stipend, evident to all. That shattered me. Not solely the banishment from my vineyard, but the debasement, diminishing my lifelong contributions. At that instant, I resolved to disclose the reality, yet an intuition advisedly to conceal my hand. Derek and Amelia merited no insight into my true fortune post-returee. You have 7 days to secure lodging, Derek reclaimed as if proprietor. Excellent assisted facilities exist locally, suited for your era. Assisted living, I gasped, astounded. You plan to confine me there. It's logical, Amelia interjected, gathering boldness. You'll socialize with contemporaries, receive exams, pursuits. I need no exams. I'm robust, I shouted, indignation surging. Mom, abandon the martyr role. We know independent living's beyond your means. Assisted suits you, my daughter urged, as if charitable. Derek smirked contentedly. Moreover, he pended maliciously, we can revitalize this vineyard. It's antiquated, obsolete, demands thorough renewal. Tears brimmed at those stings, not just expulsion, but scheming to obliterate my legacy, as if I'd never existed. And if I defied. You'll depart, Derek responded with frost, voluntarily or otherwise. Amelia assented, endorsing her mate. My blood, the girl I'd reared tenderly, threatened me. That night, slumber eluded, tossed, reflecting ordeals, forfeitures born, for this to be cast aside like wilted vines. Next dawn, Derek behaved as if I were spectral. He phoned associates on upgrade visions, transforming my cellar to a tasting room, audibly, like I was vapor. Yes, expelling the mother-in-law finally. I caught him jest. Overdue. She's a hindrance. Amelia remained silent, allowing her spouse to degrade me, on my grounds. Subsequent days, tormented. Derek viewed me as intruder, relocating my items, reordering cellars, regarding me scornfully and located assisted yet. He'd query mourn with detested feigned beam. Still seeking, I'd reply. Reality, search, couldn't accept exile from my vineyard. Day 5, Derek erupted. Evelyn, time expired. Exit willing or we comple. Threatening, I asked, shocked. Alerting Amelia replayed her chill heart-rending. That eve I contacted Sister Beatrice, months apart but needed, confide. Beatrice, assist me, I sobbed, voice fracturing. Evelyn, safe. No, Amelia's evicting. She, Derek want assisted. Line hushed. Knew Beatrice silence equaled fairy. What? She rumbled, tone recalling youth shields from village taunt. Heard, right. Post gifts, tossing like debris. At girls encountering Beatrice Thorne, she pledged, plan brewing sensed. Day 7 broke turbulent. Derek woke energized, merciless resolve nerve rang. Amelia left early errands, shunning Betrayal. Evelyn, today's deadline, Derek declared, over tea weather casual. Ample time given. Oppose, we enforce. Enforce, how? I probed, heart pounding. Precisely, he sneered, with loathed frost. Summoning friends hall, like or not. Morning lingered in cellar. Trembling adrift, Derek phoned. Expulsion orchestrating raid like 2 p.m. Amelia arrived. 2 unknowns. Mom, these gents aid your items out, she said, eyes groundward. How dare, Amelia, I begged, tears flowing. Mon herejo. Loved. Gave all holds drama. Evelyn, Derek interrupted. Gents, commence, rear cellar. Men dragged possessions heedlessly. Photos, relics, tools, dumped as waste. Careful that pendant, I cried, as one arrow handled husband's image, his only vestige. Derek snickered. Evelyn, outdated snap, no room clutter, assisted. Assisted, I, horrified. Enrolled to me, yes, perfect. Seaview retreat, seniors village like you, adore it. P sarcasm. Amelia quiet, supervising normal-like, as if my most natural. Daughter, please, I entreated. Arm grasping dialogue. Resolve. She wrenched free harshly. Mom, decided. Best all. Best all. I echoed, wrath replacing sorrow. Or bust spouse. Derek approached, arms folded. Blame not me, Evelyn. Amelia once gone too. Confirm, love. Daughter eyed me days first coldly. Mom, Derek needs space. Family start. Family. I desperate. Soul kin infancy. Since. Was. Derek corrected viciously. Now us. Men continued, extracting attire, volumes, remedies, treated junk, at jewelry case, husband's treasures holding. Derek, retain that, he pointed, valuables likely. Mine. I contested. Evelyn, theatrical. Derek retorted, snatching, keepsakes. I screamed, desperation devouring. Husband's band, mother's pins. Precisely. Derek malicious grinned. Younger Sifigard better. Amelia, our chamber store. Daughter, wordless. Then, I broke. Note eviction only. pilfering, precious recollections. This, my value, I asked Amelia, voice found, drained, discarded. Mom, exaggerated, she remorseless, exaggerated, I detonated, adopted unwanted. Gave youth, funds life repay thus, Derek sarcastic, bravo, Evelyn, now adoption, no remind constant. Financed Vineyard, I raged, gesturing cultivated grounds, education, wedding, all you know, Derek contempt, stipend scraper, shakuna affordable scraper, I repeated, bitter smile, lip forming, believe, first, Derek uncertain, tone disturbed, Evelyn theatrics cease voice confidence lost, men dumped more, overheard Derek buddy phoning. Barn voice clear, yeah, old lady ousting, finally, laughs between, hard convincing Amelia, but kids know with mom sealed, leaving fightless, other fight what, broke crone, options none. Seaview takes, decays solved, words 76 years worthless, plus, Derek continued, eavesdrop, unaware, Vineyard fortune, renew, sell premium, or Lizzie sections ideal, claims, friend queried, claim what's in alpha, no belief, Amelia signs needed, Eni paralyzed, plans absorbed, not oust only, Derek orchestrated start, men final crate wrapped, seller vacant, existence 76 years sidewalk boxers, Evelyn, stuff out, man announced, boxes where, Seaview retreat, Derek preempted, coordinatial L. No, I thundered, shock snapping, my things, decide I. Evelyn, again not, Amelia kitchen emerged. Arranged, facility expects. Consult less, I incredulous, best you, daughter familiar, cared, nourished, companionship, strangers no want, home, family. Derek derided, Evelyn, burden anymore. Nuisance, problem solving finally, your place, assisted seniors with, Derek screamed, depart permanent, Amelia shoved own mom, lovingly reared, ejected shove sidewalk near, Amelia is sobbed, balance keeping. Mom no more, she saw, today, motherless. But outside, belongings garbage strewn, familiar, sister Beatrice gate, 3 known Flanktoll precinct, Sergeant Alain Neroise, Detective Tom Hale, Officer Laura Kent. Chief Beatrice Thorne, 74, presence, neat garb, police posture, steel eyes, power radiated. Derek Amelia, petrified seeing, new rank, new untrifling. So, brave evicting sister on Vineyard. Beatrice questioned, voice tremor inducing. Silence deafening, Derek, bellowing prior, voiceless, Amelia backstepped, ground quaking. Beatrice slow advanced, police stride perfected. Partners flanked, Alina, Tom, Laura discipliner, hardened, Chief Thorne, Amelia stammered, respect feign. New not. New, what? Beatrice interrupted. Witness sister dog tossed. Amelia composer regain, try, voice tremble, chief, family matter, we, family. Beatrice echoed, smile I absent, 76-year woman evicting self-paid Vineyard family, neighbors, windows peaked police, Amelia neighborhood watch, realized, shame reddened. Chief, misunderstanding, Derek's situation savagery, misunderstanding, Alina grumbled, close a step, hence belongings trash dump, Amelia desperate, understand not, woman problem, stay can't, problem, Tom resing gungrato problem. No right interfere, Amelia yelled, temper lost. Beatrice face, ma'am sister concern rights all. Derek intervened, chief, please, comprehend. Comprehend what? Beatrice cut, comprehend sister, baby reared, educated, housed, fed repay this, Laura sidewalk rates examined, chief doctor, photos, meds junk thrown. Not thrown, Amelia movers temp, movers, Beatrice come day, authorities, we, Derek firmed, our Vineyard now. Beatrice me-eyed, protective fury, childhood, Evelyn, true Vineyard, yes, Beatrice, emotion, husband stiped, savings name, mine, Amelia paled, can't true, can't, I repeated, anger, sorrow replace, leaders think, Beatrice phone, Alina, lawyer Santos call, deeds bring immediate. No, Amelia desperate shouted, can't what? Tom asked, hide something, Derek sweated, chief, confusion, think mom lives, but Vineyard. Vineyard Evelyn Marie Thorne, Beatrice wallet doc read, copy years ago capshi, Amelia face collapsed, lies, plans crumbling. But. Money no, stammered, miserable stipend lives, Miserable, Elena laughed. No, Vintner. Amelia shook head, baffled. $4,200 month. Ella naked. Plus returns for plots husband inherited dash left dot 4 dot dot. Plots. Derek eyes wide stuttered. Beatrice satisfied. Evelyn truth never told. Boy own merits man become thought dot impossible. Amelia screamed. Money that, spent more, lived better. Sister frugal, Laura explained. Saved, invested smart adopted daughter, future insure. Amelia staggered, hit physically, as if, no, oh, more, Beatrice said. Revelation in joy. Tom, accounts, show. Tom jacket paper. Evelyn Marie Thorne, balance $312,000. Derek Curbsat, info overload, $312,000. Not counting plots value, Elena added. Net over $600,000. Talking, Amelia hyperventilated. Joke, must joke, not, I said. Voice finding, truth here never wanted. Poor old woman evicting on Vineyard. Neighbors murmured. Story wildfire dash spreading. Amelia rep witnesses. Dozens destroyed, realized. Evelyn shouted, nearing me. Money new, solved other. Beatrice gestured stopped. Ma'am, damage in aught a day think. But chief, Amelia insisted. Frantic, misunderstanding all. Knew not what Elena asked. Innocent woman, evicting not. Belongings, stealing not. Elder abuse, committing not. Not abuse, Derek protested, ground rising. My mum right. No right, Beatrice interrupted firm. Adopted daughter, wretched grateful behaved. Consequences pay now. Amelia cried. Rage, frustration, tears. Remorse no, happening can't. Planned all, I repeated. Pain wave new. Plotting rids since when? Amelia confessed, more realized. I mean, not since when, Amelia? I insisted. Closer. Since marriage. Vineyard foot set, since day first, since. Amelia exploded. Composure, all lost. Since senuisance, old woman not letting happy husband. Confession bombed present all. Neighbors gasped. Derek horror looked. Police glances exchanged. Significant. Have there. Beatrice satisfaction. Truth out finally. Amelia realized. No, that not meant. Confused. No one confusing, ma'am. Elena cold. Confessages day one planned rid Evelyn. Derek her looked horror. Amelia, true, beginning from mom rid planned. Amelia, silent, truth lies trapped. Eyes desperate, darted, exist no escape. Silence answer Beatrice grave. Confession and. At moment, Tom me approached compassionate. Evelyn, stay tonight have, obviously house these can't return. Her vineyard, I protested. Tears again pedis home my. Again will, Beatrice assured. Tonight better me come tomorrow legal sort. Amelia desperate legal hearing. Chief, please, family among solve. Lawyers no need. Family. Laura sarcastic laughed minutes 5 ago. Evelyn stranger thrown. Misunderstanding. Amelia insisted. Money, new head if, never, what? Beatrice calm dangerous. Amelia abrupt stopped. Worse confessed. Just. Sentence finish, ma'am. Elena insisted. Money new if never. What? Never, assisted thought. Amelia shouted. Situation save try. Liar, I said. Pain depths, strength finding. Money new if, crueler even. Everything take tried. Amelia hatred, pure looked, anything no not. More think you than know I replied. Within ignite something feeling. Papers through going you saw, looking not thought when. Amelia, financial situation asking. Months this planning, no. Lie that's, Amelia protested. Convictional lost voice. Derek wife from Oa moved, was who realizing instantly married he woman. Amelia, true. Mom's papers through going. Help wanted, just. Amelia lied. Financial help needed if no wanted. Help financial, I repeated bitterly. Window out things, throwing, box jewelry stealing. Help idea you're that. Amelia pale turned, box jewelry mentioned realized. Anything steal not, didn't you? Tom asked. Then explain why Evelyn's jewelry took you. Protecting just was I. Amelia desperate shouted. Whom from? Beatrice asked. Thieves had assisted yourself mentioned that. Neighbors listening murmur louder began. Mrs. Larkin, next door, who overcame indignant. Amelia, how could you to Evelyn? Always good Sabin, has you to she. Business, you're none. This Larkin. Amelia temper completely, losing shouted. Business, my of course. Larkin replied. Evelyn Burr, my years 25 Ben has, woman decent, this deserve didn't. More neighbors approached, all me for supper to express, Amelia Derek, towards indignation there. Pressure social them. For unbearable becoming, was, go away. Amelia neighbors et shouted, property private this, private, Mr. Ortazakras laughed. Evelyn's Vineyard this. Leave should you the one. Amelia lost all sympathy neighborhood had realized, screams her, behavior cruel her, confession public her. Everything people by witnessed had me known decades, who, with witnesses dozens, case this court in window easy, very begoing, Beatrice said. Derek, desperate became. Mom, please, what this me on going to think? Job, my lose going. Reputation my ruined be going. Reputation your, I repeated bitterly. Yours about worried, your, mine about what? Humiliation, the about what? Yesterdathra put me you. But that fixed be can, Derek insisted. Can't this sue you if life my ruined forever be? Life you ruined was yesterday, I told him sadly. Betrayed the when decided you woman who life gave you. Amelia attempt desperate last one me.But Evelyn, charges drop if, promise I life your from disappear will we, again see never will you us. Exactly why charges drop not going. I replied people what kind are you know, everyone want I actions, you're off consequences face you want I. That night, Beatrice's house at slept decades in first, home her spacious, elegant, career police successful pension generous if reflection. Room guest into settling, as, relief pain of mixture strange feel help couldn't I. Evelyn. Beatrice said me too. Bed edge on sit, tomorrow mess this fixing start going where, but truth whole, the metal to need I happened else what phone over me told, didn't you that breath deep took I, and everything told him. Humiliation of months, the comments poisonous Derek's, way that he manipulated Amelia plants, the overheard I about selling the vineyard, word every chest my from dagger, like out came, and why them told never you assets you're a Bothrooth, the Beatrice asked me, because wanted I Amelia man good ab to merit sound her on, I replied, tears the feeling, knew she money had I if become wage dependent, lazy, worked to strive to value things to wanted I. And instead, raised you, wretch, ungrateful, unwoo, outkicked you house own, you're of Bathras said bitterly. No, couldn't I Derek like that was, he whispered. Married they, when, thought I would, I finally have family completed, law, in son, grandchildren, me.But Evelyn, that man viper is, and daughter, your, let herself poisoned be, by him. Morning next, the Beatrice word her kepta, at 9 o'clock sharp, Mr. Santos was doored the at with briefcase full documents of Manolda Ann was his 60s, his in with seriousness that characterizes lawyers' experience. Mrs. Evelyn, he said me too respectfully, sorry very I'm for what done have they to you, but assure I you that going are we torseled this completely. Next the 2 hours, reviewed we all documents my deeds, the 2 vineyard, the titles, the 2 other 3 properties, the statements bank, the documentation pension, the order in everything was, name my in everything was, this very clear is, Mr. Santos said. Owner legitimate, the RU of everything, daughter your and law in daughter her, have right legal no Tony I think, and can they put me in facility assisted against, will my, I asked, still fearing possibility that. Absolutely not, he replied categorically. Forethought, need would they order court, approving incapacity mental, and lucid perfectly are you. What did they yesterday constitutes crimes? Several, Beatrice forward leaned. Crimes, what kind? Dispossession, abuse, elder, threats, misappropriation. Talking could we be about years several in prison, for both them of, felt I chill a rundown spine my upon hearing words, those, as much pain as caused, had they me, idea the of Amelia going, to jail terrified me. Mr. Santos, I said, with voice trembling, is there way any to resolve this without daughter, my going to prison? Beatrice looked at me in surprise. Evelyn, after everything did she to you, protecting still you're her, she's daughter my, I replied simply, confused she's manipulated, but still daughter my she's, lawyer, the nodded with understanding, reassured we settlement court about an end, but depend will that on how cooperate a year they at 2 o'clock in afternoon, but returned we to Vineyard my. This time, arrived we in lawyer, the as Mercedes, followed by Beatrice's car with companions police her. Demonstration was it of power, but also of legality. Amelia and Derek were in garden the talk, when saw they us arrive, faces there fell. Amelia tried to run into Hausta, but but Sergeant Ruiz stopped her. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Santos, here am I on behalf of Mrs. Evelyn Thorne, owner, legitimate the offer party this. Harassment, this is, Amelia shouted. Can't you come here and threaten us? Threatening anyone not, are we? Lawyer there replied calmly. Notifying are we you that have you 24 hours to vacate property this. Vacate, Derek asked. Me knew what? Vacate, daughter, I said, approaching her. Vineyard, this name my in is. Always been, has in name my. Yesterday, kicked you me out of house own my, but live you can hear. Amelia protested. Fix this can we? Live all can we together. Derek looked at her with fury. Amelia, idiot and be don't. Here she's for revenge. Here not am I for revenge, I said sadly. Here am I to reclaim home my, and dignity my. Lawyer that took out several documents from briefcase. Here have you deeds original, the receipts payment, the documentation complete, the everything proves that Mrs. Evelyn owner sold dies of Vineyard this. Amelia snatched papers and examined them desperately, looking for mistakes, some loophole legal, some exploit coochie, but nothing there was. Order in everything was. Fake B has this, she shouted. Documents the waving. Ma, am. Lawyer, the said with patience infinite. Documents these registered officially are. Verify can you them at register property, the whenever like you. Derek collapsed into chair. Garden A. B. Cantle time this. Mom. Really own you, all of this? Yes, daughter, I replied with pain. And not just Vineyard this. Also plot the in-town center, the end cabin, the by-lake, the father your left them all to me, as inheritance and 3 properties, Amelia stammered, eyes herby. 4, Beatrice added with satisfaction, $312,000 in bank, that saved Shires 4 to ensure future A for daughter adopted her. Amelia sat down on ground, the overwhelmed by revelation, the no, be can't it, if money much so had you, why live so simple did you? Because need don't I luxuries to happy be, I replied, because preferred I to save for family my, because thought, I better was it to teach Amelia value the of work and effort. But lived could have you like Queen A, Amelia exclaimed, understanding not, preferred I to live like Mother A, I said sadly. Detective Hale approached Amelia. Ma'am, afternoon yesterday, threatened you Evelyn, humiliated her publicly, and conspired to appropriate assets her. Anything have you to say about that? Amelia looked at him with hatred. Understand nothing you, living with mother-in-law, horrible is, judge me can't you? Judging not, I'm you for wanting not to live with mother-in-law. Your Hale replied, judging I'm you for way cruel the tree do to rid get of her. Amelia stood up and approached me. Mom, sorry so sorry, I didn't know what, Amelia, I asked, feeling pain pierce me. Didn't know that Mom didn't know that respect needed you to know had I money to treat me with dignity. No, she replied quickly. That not it's just that Derek told me suffering. Were you, that better was it for you to be with people age your own, and throwing things me out window that was for good own my, I asked bitterly. Amelia lowered head her, ashamed, that out half control got. Derek stood up from ground the like fury. Amelia, let don't her manipulate you. Victim the acting she's, but victims here too are we. Victims of what? Sergeant Ruiz asked with, lies her, Amelia shouted, lied she to us about situation financial. Believe made she, us poor, was she. Lied never I to you, I replied calmly, just old, not are you truthful. And now understand I why decision right the was that. What mean you decision right the? Derek asked, confused, because if known had you from beginning that money had I treated would have you me well, out of interest self, not out of love, preferred I to no feelings true your towards me. Amelia realized, lost was she. Evelyn, overstart, can we, now that know we truth that be can we family real A. No, I replied firmly, late to it's for that. Mr. Santos' throat is cleared. Ladies and gentlemen, Proposal A have we, Vacatech in new property, the voluntarily and signed document A, acknowledging facts the or proceed can we legally with charges, criminal. Amelia turned pale. Charges criminal, dispossession, abuse, elder, threats, misappropriation, lawyer the listed, talking were about 5 to 10 years in prison. Derek became desperate. Mom, please let them put me in jail. Son, looked I him in eyes the, seeing 4 time first in months, something like remorse genuine. Son, I told him with pain, yesterday stopped you, being son my when pushed you me out of house, own my, words the just spoken had. I fell like bolt lightning, on Derek. Stood he there, mouth agape, as if process couldn't Hugh hat hood had he, Amelia, part her for, began to hyperventilate. Do can't you? That, Amelia shouted, approaching me desperately. Destroy Kanitu son, own your over misunderstanding. A misunderstanding, I repeated, feeling anger rise within me again, was throwing belongings, my out window, them misunderstanding, was stealing box jewelry, my misunderstanding. Ways enrolling me in facility assisted without consent, my misunderstanding. A confused were we, Amelia insisted. Thought webbest was it for you, best for you. Detective Hale corrected her. Twoth confused on single quotes. Tarek approached, staggering as if shock in. Mom, please, listen to me. No I wrong was I, no I everything wrong did, but chance give me to fix it. Chance, I asked, feeling tears the well up. Amelia, gave I you 48 years of chances, gave I you youth, my money, my life entire, my, and when needed I you most, when vulnerable old woman was I, betrayed you me. But Derek confused me, she shouted, pointing Athas band her, head my filled here with ideas, believe made he me right thing through as it. Amelia, shut up, Derek shouted at her, realizing that wife, his sinking him even further was, shut up not going I. Amelia replied, down go Eve, down go Eve, down go you with me, agreed both we to kick her out. Beatrice approached me, and put hand her on shoulder my, Evelyn, enough heard, have you? Nodded I, feeling heart my break into 1,000 pieces, listening to Amelia and Derek blame each other, seeing marriage there crumble before eyes, my painful was but also revealing. Mr. Santos, I said in voice firm, proceed with charges legal. No, Amelia shouted, falling to knees her in front of me. Mom, please, swear I'll change, swear I'll be daughter better. Amelia, I said, crouching down to level her. Late to its 4 promises. Yesterday, when pushed you me out of house at this, killed you something inside me, killed you trust, killed you, love unconditional, the had I for you, but daughter you're I'm, she sobbed, clinging to Hans, my, always be will I daughter your. No, I replied, freeing myself from grasp her. Daughter my would have never treated me like this, daughter my would have offended me from husband her, daughter my would have valued sacrifices that may die for her. Amelia became desperate when saw she that direct battle, the losing was, Evelyn, truth, the you tell I'll, Amelia always complained about you, always said you burden a were, just gave I her courage to do what already wanted she to do. Amelia, shut up, Derek shouted at her, but damage the already done, was, true, that is, Amelia, I asked, feeling world might completely fall apart. Really see me as burden did you? Amelia looked at me with desperation, searching for words right, but silence her more, eloquent was than answer any. Silence your tells me everything need I said, getting up from ground. Sergeant Ruiz approached, lawyer the procedure what follow we now? First, eviction immediate, lawyer the replied. Have you 2 hours to get belongings personal, you're out. Then proceed we with complaint criminal. 2 hours, Derek exclaimed. Pack can't we life whole, in 2 hours. Thought should have you of that before kicking Evelyn out in 5 minutes. Detective Hale replied. Derek turned to me with plea desperate lastin. Evelyn, think about it. Sue us, if this be will and all. Newspapers, everyone know will you kicked. Son own you're out of house. No. Beatrice corrected her with, smile fierce, everyone know will that son, ungrateful and, kicked mother elderly his out, off house the had she paid for. Besides, Officer Kent added, half neighborhood, already knows what happened yesterday. Neighbors witnessed everything. As if summoned by words his, Mrs. Larkin appeared at Gate Garden. Evelyn, okay you are, whole block the talking is about what did they to you yesterday. Fine, I'm walkin', I replied, feeling support niggers, my, Amelia, Larkin said with contempt. Believe can't I what did you to Evelyn, always spoke she wonders of you. Always defended you, when neighbor Souther said bad person were you. True not that's, Amelia protested. Course true it's, Larkin replied. How many times did Evelyn tell us, judging wrongly were we, how many times did she ask us to give you chance at, Amelia fell silent, knowing that Larkin right, and you, Derek, Larkin continued, pointing at son my, ashamed make me you. Mother you raised you alone, gave you everything had she, and this how repute her. Husband my and I spent night whole the talking about what kind of monster can kick out mother on his. Derek cringed underweight. The of words Larkin's clear was it, that judgment, social the of neighborhood affecting him deep. Was, Mrs. Larkin, Mr. Santos said, willing bewold you to testify as witness A about what saw you yesterday. Course of, Larkin replied immediately. Saw everything from window my. Saw I how threw they things, Evelyn's out. Saw I how pushed they her. Saw I how laughed they while cried she. Derek turned even paler. Lie that's laughy nuts. Saw I you perfectly, Larkin insisted, laughing where you while men, the through furniture, the out window, the more neighbors began to approach, attracted by commotion, the Mr. Ortiz, Mrs. Vega, family Gomez, came they all, to show support there, and to condemn what happened had. Evelyn, Mrs. Vegas said, taking hands with you are we all. What did they to you yesterday? Outrage and was. Yes, Mr. Ortiz added. Amelia and Derek Lastave, all respect in neighborhood no one look well at them, same way the again. Amelia realized that not only lost had Shabato legal the, but also battle social the reputation her in neighborhood destroyed forever was unfair. This is, all you listening only are two side one, heard we, what saw we, with eyes own our, Mr. Ortiz replied, and what saw we was daughter-in-law cruel, a kicking out mother-in-law helpless. Mr. Santos seized moment with witness as Meniso. Case this going be will very easy to win. In court. Amelia became desperate. Mom, please think about what this going mean to going lose I job my reputation, my going be ruined. Reputation, your, I repeated bitterly, worried your, about reputation, your, and about mine what, about humiliation the put you me through yesterday what, but that can be fixed, Amelia insisted. This, if Sue, you, me, life my ruined be, will forever. Life your was ruined yesterday, I told her when decided you to betray woman, the who gave you life. Derek made one last desperate attempt. Evelyn, if drop you charges the promise, I will disappear from life your forever. You will never see us again. That's exactly why going not I'm to drop charges the, I replied, because want I everyone to know what kind of people are you. Want I you to face consequences the of actions, your lawyer, the closed briefcase, his with, well then proceed. We, gentlemen, have you 2 hours to get things here out. After that, any belongings left on property, the considered will be abandoned. Amelia and Derek looked at each other defeated. Knew they lost, had everything. Vineyard the, money the, respect the off neighborhood the, and possibly freedom there. Evelyn, Beatrice said to me, want you to supervise, while get they things there out, or prefer would you we take care of it. Going supervise I replied with determination. Make sure want I don't take they anything that belong doesn't to them. Next 2 hours, were most tense the of life, my. Amelia and Derek entered, Vineyard the like ghosts, defeated and silent, followed endlessly by police, the and lawyer the every movement supervised was every object evaluated. That chandelier stays, Sergeant Ruiz said, when Derek tried to unplug chandelier, the in-room living the Evelyn paid for it, but bought we it together. Derek protested weakly. Receipt the have you? Detective Hale asked. Proof can you money put you into it? Derek didn't answer. Knew he that for years all this been had I the one paying for everything. Appliances, the furniture, the repairs, Vineyard, the simply lived he comfortably on salary, his wild covered EAL expenses major. The. Amelia went up to what bin had room, our with suitcase, followed I her. Sure, make wanting didn't take she anything that belonged didn't to her. When saw I her open jewelry my box, stopped I her, that's not yours, I told her firmly. Taking just jewelry own my, Amelia lied. Jewelry, what of yours? I asked. All those rings and necklaces belong to mother my, and husband my. Never have usually own any. Amelia turned red with anger. Prove can't you it? Can I said, taking out phone my photos have I of all jewelry, this from before married you Amelia. Even have I certificates the of authenticity for pieces, valuable most, the. Amelia dropped box. Jewelry the as if burning hands, her was it. Attempt last her to rob me felled had. Besides, added I, Sergeant the recording all this is, if take you something that isn't yours, evidence additional B will ed against you. Amelia began to cry. But tears not were they of remorse, but of frustration and rage. Happening B, can't this, planned, had we life whole, planned based on what I asked, based on stealing properties based on rid getting of me, based on being nuisance Amelia exploded, finally losing all composure, based on fact, that lived already had you life, your, and time was it for you stole live hours. Words hurt me, but liberated also they me. No longer was there shred of doubt about the of person Amelia was. While packing was she, went I down to room living, the where Derek sitting was with head, his in hands his, Mr. Santa's reviewing with some documents at table dining, Derek, I said, sitting across from him, Real think you I deserved this, raised he head his, and for time first the inmonts, saw I something resembling sun the head I raised, eyes his red were, full of tears. No, Mom, he whispered, deserved not you any off this, but I, let myself carried be away by Amelia, always said she, we too young were to have mother-in-law, in house that couple's other had privacy either, and that justifies throwing things my out window. I asked. No, he shouted, hitting table in frustration. Nothing justifies that. Crazy went I when Amelia started screaming for you to leave, snapped something in head my, and treated I you like stranger because to you became I stranger I said let you Amelia dehumanize me, let you me become problem to solved by instead of mother your. Derek sobbed openly, way any to fix this is, way any forgive can you me, don't know I, Derek. Answered honestly I. Damage that did you to me very deep is, not just physical, but emotional. Yesterday, felt I like raised had I stranger of 448 years. Amelia down came stairs, the dragging to face her showed mixture of defeat and resentment that made her look 10 years older. Finished are you? Detective Hale asked. Yes, Amelia replied bitterly. Taken we've belongings, few are from house Lady Oldpore the S. Amelia, Mr. Santos warned her. Everything CO being recorded is, recommend you careful more, be with words your, careful more. Amelia laughed sarcastically. Lost already have we, everything, happen can more what, go, can you to prison, lawyer the replied without flinching, and with every word disrespectful say you, worsening are you situation, legal, your. Amelia fell silent, finally understanding gritty the of situation, her, Sergeant Ruiz made call and minutes few latter locksmith arrived. Going change, we all locks, announced he. So access, no have you to property that, can't we even come back to get something forgot we? Amelia asked. No, Detective Hale replied, anything need you, requests will have you through lawyer and with supervision. While locksmith working was, truck moving era, to surprise my, contained it all furniture, my and belongings the thrown bin had onto sidewalk the day before. Thought I had they taken things my two facilities, did thee, I said, confused, intercepted we them, Beatrice explained with smile when Amelia called facility yesterday, called we also and then hired we company moving to pick up things your and serve them in warehouse Everything there is, I asked with hope. Everything, Officer Kent confirmed, even rescued we some photos that broken wearing, had them restored. Felt a mixture of relief and gratitude towards sister my, and friends her, in moment darkest my, when family owned my betrayed had me, there been had they to protect me. Movers began to bring belongings my back, into Vineyard, seeing furniture, my photos, my memories, my returning to Placenta filled me with emotion, indescribable, and Amelia watched all this with mixture of rage and disbelief. How could plan you all this so quickly? She asked me. Planned nothing, I replied. Just have a sister who loves and protects me. Something understood, never you. And do we what now? Derek asked, watching Asir's view his of life comfortable vanished before eyes his. Now face you consequences the of actions your. Mr. Santos said, first thing tomorrow morning, file, will we complaint formal the way no is there to avoid trial the. Derek, consider, could we settlement lawyer the replied, but conditions very strict have would it. Conditions, what kind? Amelia asked, clinging to hope any. Apology public in newspaper local the restitution, financial for damages, order restraining year 5 from approaching Evelyn, and service community in home nursing So learn, can you value the offer respecting elderly the. Amelia faced disgust, a maid, service community in home nursing exactly, Detective Hale smiled. So learn, can you what means sit to care for elderly, B, instead of abusing them, and if accept we conditions those, Derek asked, then, avoid, would you prison? Lawyer, the replied, but agreement, the include would confession full A of guilt. Amelia and Derek looked at each other, weighing options there. Clear, was it alternatives? Many not had they. Locksmith finished work his, and handed me keys, for time first the in months. Felt I that Vineyard my truly mine again was. Evelyn, Beatrice said to me, want us to stat night in case need you company after all this? No, I replied, surprising myself with strengths on my want be I alone, in Vineyard my want. Feel I peace again. Amelia and Derek carried suitcases there to taxi A called, they had, before getting in, Amelia turned to me one last time. Mom, she said with voice broken, no, I right no, have I to ask you for anything? But possibility any is there, that could you one day forgive me? Looked I her in eyes, the seeing for time first in years child scared the bin had she, when adopted I her, but also seeing woman cruel to buckum had she. Don't know I, Amelia, answered honestly I, forgiveness forced be can't. Earned its with time, remorse, genuine, and change a real in behavior. And if accept I all conditions the if agree, and if do I service community the and learn to truly value elderly the, then maybe, I said, maybe in years fewer try can we to rebuild something, but never be will it, same the as before. Derek got into taxi, the without word A, defeated and resentful. Amelia looked at me one last time before following him. Caretake, Mom, she whispered. Caretake you too, daughter, I replied, surprised that still could I call her that. Taxi drove away, taking with it to the people. Woe shattered had life my, and heart my, but also taking away pain, the humiliation that, and fear the lived hide I with 4 months, for time first the in time long A, alone, was in Vineyard, my, but lonely feel didn't I free felt I. 6 months after day that changed life my forever, find I myself sitting in garden, the of house new my, property beautiful, on coast that bought I, with part of savings my, sun afternoon the caresses face, my, as write I in diary, my, habit A adopted I've since regained I peace my. Process, legal V ended months 3 ago. Amelia and Derek accepted settlement court, of out the after lawyer their that faced they conviction certain A of up to 10 years in prison, apology public the published they in newspaper local. The read was Biny Borehood entire, the exposing cruelty there, and innocence, my to community wall, the. Amelia doing his service community, her at Seaview retreat, place same the where planned had she to lock me up. Nessus told have me that at first arrogant was she, and dismissive of elderly the, but little, by little begun has she to understand vulnerability, the indignity of people, older. Pride, her broken completely Ben has, and now cleans, she bath, feeds, patients who care cannot for themselves. Derek works at home, nursing another in Center City, the. Supervisor. His called me month A ago to tell Method's son my cried had, while helping man old Ann, who abandoned been had by family. Think he's finally understanding what did he to you. Supervisor the told him day, every spence he hear lesson A, is about value, the of parents, and cruel tithe, of abandonment. Scandal, the ruined completely reputations both that. Derek lost job previous his, when bosses his found out what done had he. Amelia fired was from boutique the where worked she, after customers started devoiding her. Now live they in apartment small A on side, other the of city, the, far from neighborhood the, that new crimes there. Sister my Beatrice, visits me every week. Regained have we closeness, the lost had we, during years the when so focused was I on raising Amelia, intervened have should I sooner, tells she me always, seen have should I what that man doing was to you. Known have couldn't you, reply I wanted not ito see reality the myself. Neighbors the from neighborhood old the visit constantly, Larkin, Mr. Ortiz, Mrs. Vega. All told, have me that story my helped them, to value mother's own there, and mother's-in-law more. Courage your taught us, that never too late, it's to stand up for yourself. Larkin told Meta time last that came she used, have I part of money, my to help people early other, who suffered have abused family. together with Mr. Santos Creative, we Foundation A that offers advice, legal, free to victims, elderly off-me treatment. Every case help we resolve confirms that made I decision right that by not staying silent. Vineyard the where lived I for years so many, sold I to family young A with children small, keep couldn't I living thereafter everything that happened had every corner reminded me of humiliations, betrayal, the pain, the dot house knew this sanctuary, my is, place my off-peace where no one hurt can me. 2 weeks ago, received I letter of from Amelia. Long was it, full of tears and remorse, genuine. Told she me about work her at home, nursing the pout, about people elderly, the cares she for, about how every day understands she better magnitude, though of what did she to me. Mom, wrote she, every time see I these old people abandoned, see I face your, every time one them of cries out of loneliness. Here I cry, you're from day that pushed I you outdoor, the living bin, have I in hell, the of guilt. But know I exactly what deserve I. Letter, that continued. Not writing am I to you to ask for forgiveness because no, I deserve not, I, it. Writing am I to you to tell you that finally understand I who really are you, you woman the are, who saved me from orphanage and who worked shifts double to give me education and who sacrificed youth her for future my noblest the woman ever known have I and I cruelest the daughter exist can that was I. Derek and I divorced, confessed she and let stay couldn't we together after what did we every time looked we at each other saw we cruelty I reflected moved he in with brother his in see live I alone now and okay that's solitude punishment my is. If one day, in years many when healed, have you completely from all damage the caused I you, if one day consider could you possibility, the of us talking for 5 minutes, greatest the gift of life my be would it, but if happens never it, understand I accept I, it, decision my wasted to destroy relationship our, and accept I consequences, the letter the ended, love I you, mom. No, I write no. Have I to say it after what did I, but truth greatest thee of life my it's, love I you, and infinitely sorry am I for having failed you when needed, you me most. Read. I lettered that 5 times before putting it away in drawer, a still, no not I if ever reply, will I pain the still there is, alive and sharp, but feel also I something like hope. Maybe with time enough and remorse genuine. Rebuild can we something small of what relationship R was, but for now, focused am I on healing own my, started have I taking sculpture classes, something always wanted I to do, but time never had for, traveled have I toplesses dreamed I've of seeing since young was I made, have, I friends new at club book the of library, the 4-time first the indecaties, live I for myself, routine daily, my simple is but satisfying, wake I up early, breakfast have on terrace, my, watching garden, the cultivated Iva with hands, own my, read I newspaper the work on sculptures my, lunch quiet a hobby, afternoons in, receive I visitors, or visit friends, evenings in, read ire, watch television, and always go I to bed, grateful for peace, the have I money, the saved I for years so many now allows him to live with dignity and generosity, help I sister my when needs she it. Support I causes charitable. And insured, have I that when die, all assets may go wilt foundation the 4 elderly abused. Sometimes when alone am I at night, think I about Amelia as child A. Remember I steps first her, words first her, hugs spontaneous the give would she me when home came I from work. Remember I nights spent I awake when fever had she, times the defended I her at school, sacrifices the gladly made I, for well-being her, and wonder. I where lost got that child loving. At point what become, did she woman the who, pushed me out of house, own my, fault me was it for protecting her too much, fault Amelia's was it for many, or simply change some people in ways predict cannot we or control, answers definitive no have I, but learned have I to live with uncertainty, learned have I that control cannot I actions the of others, but control can I reactions own my, learned have I that love should not be unconditional, to point the of allowing abuse, learned have I that never too late, it's to stand up for yourself and reclaim dignity, own your. Yesterday, received I caller from supervisor of home nursing the where Amelia works, Mrs. Evelyn, said he, wanted I to tell you, that daughter you're doing is job exceptional, and developed has, connection special A with patients the, especially with those who abandon ed been have by families there, Seems she found has calling her in caring for Ralderly. The glad am I to hear that, I replied, and really was I glad. Despite all pain, this still is she child the raised eye and want ear to find redemption. Also wanted I to tell you, Supervisor The continued, that established we scholarship A for studies in geriatrics in Namur. Story your inspired people many to become interested in care. The elderly, the news that filled me with pride, suffering my served had for something positive to protect elderly other from experiences similar. This morning, as watering was I roses, my thought I a phrase a read I years ago. Sometimes things beautiful most they grow from ground hardest that life knew my peace, my purpose, my all grew from ground hard the of betrayal and pain. Regret not I, adopting Amelia, regret not a giving everything for her for years so many, regret only I, understanding not sooner that kindness practiced never be should at cost the of self-destruction. When sun the sets each day, sit I in garden beyond feel gratitude, gratitude for having had strength that to defend myself. Gratitude for having Sister A who protected me, gratitude for neighbors, the who supported me, gratitude for lawyers, the who helped me, and gratitude for discovering that at 76 still can I start over. Story my not just is about betrayal and pain, about resilience, is it, dignity, and ability, the of spirit human, the to heal and flourish, even after wounds deepest the. I am Evelyn Thorne, 76 am I years old and finally, am I completely free.